Hey there, friends, it's Nick. Well, usually my thing is to have a topic and just start talking and see what comes out. But today I'm struggling a bit to think about how I'm going to talk about this because, as you have seen from the title, I've decided to fire 2/3 of my clients. And actually what it really is that I've decided to stop doing two of the three things that I was doing professionally. And the reason is I've been going through this process this week. I've talked about it on the videos and the podcast of doing this 10,000 foot view, this kind of overview of my life, I suppose. And I talked about how I have these three things: the passion, which is Story Hacker; the profession, which is Stories That Mean Business, the consultancy company; and the creative side, the novel writing. And all of those three things are going to remain because I need them all. I need this this outlet for my passion about stories. I certainly need to do the creative stuff, and of course I need to make money. And it's really the making money part that is the thing I think that's changed, because I've got a lot of experience. I ran a digital agency for over 20 years, owned it for over 20 years, and I've seen a lot of stuff, particularly around business and around digital. And the three things I've been saying I do for the consultancy side of my business are the sort of storytelling, the core stories, the mythologies, if you like, that build up around successful companies, people, products, brands, all that kind of stuff. But also I've been talking about the emails and the landing pages, in other words, copywriting. And I've been going through this process this week of this 10,000 foot view. And do you know what? That I can do the copywriting and I can do the emails, and I'm good at that stuff. I'm really good at it, actually. But it's not the thing that I want to do. It's not the thing that I want to do. And yesterday, I just had this moment where I sort of said, screw it. I want to focus on the stories, the mythology side, the kind of the origin myths of products and people, and the leader legends and all that kind of stuff. Because I don't think anyone else is doing it, or at least it's not a job you can search for. Do you know what I mean? I was reading The Institute by Stephen King, his latest, and at the end of it, he gives a really moving tribute to a guy called Russ Dorr, who he met over 40 years before, and has become, over that time, Stephen King's researcher, basically researching all the things that you need to know about when you're putting novels together, and it might be how fast does an elevator go, or what thing can knock someone out but not really hurt them, and all that kind of stuff, the kind of stuff that I do for myself when I'm writing novels. But Stephen King had this guy who really sadly died in 2018. But that is a niche job, right? That is a niche job. And what I'm thinking is, the tighter the niche that I get in the work that I want to do, the better I can become at it, the bigger I can become in that particular space, and the more I'm going to enjoy the work. Now, I'm not sure that it's gonna make money. We'll see, but I've decided I'm going to try. So over the next week or 10 days or so, I'm gradually going to be changing my website and my profiles and what have you to reflect the fact that these are the things that I focus on, these kind of core stories. And probably 95, maybe even higher, maybe 98% of people won't get why these things are important. But the 2% that will understand that the right story roots us. It roots us deep. Whatever our business, whatever our background, it connects us to the marketplace, the mass of humanity, the people who we want to be our clients and our customers. And I think my job now is, within my consultancy business, to do that work of becoming the best storyteller I can become for these kind of stories, the kind of origin myths of products. If you think about it, and I say this on my website already, the brands, people and products we love, they tell better stories. They are better stories. And I think once you realise that, you know, I talked last week about Dyson. You know, Dyson comes with a book, The Story of Dyson, and it allows us to tell a story about excellence, about engineering, about, you know, science and innovation and all of that kind of thing. And that's why we pay £200, £300, £400, £500 for a vacuum cleaner, because of the story. And I think that the companies that get it and the people and the entrepreneurs that get it, they really get it. And my job now is to focus myself on that market, that niche, as tiny as it may be. And that's what I'm going to do. That's where I'm going to build my business, and we'll see if it works. But I tell you what, I'm going to be happier for making that decision. And you know, my thing for these videos is that everyone should have a kind of a hook and a theme and a story and an action or an insight. And the insight here is that if you go, you know, your business, whatever it is, are you niched down to the right level? Are you niched down to the point where you can be the best in your space? I think that's a really important question. It's certainly one I've been asking myself this week, and it's the one that I've answered, and we'll see what happens. But anyway, that's what I'm doing. Anyway, this is Friday, so there'll be another video on Monday. But in the meantime, have a lovely weekend. If you listen to the podcast later, which is at podcast.storyhacker.tv, you'll get more about this, because there's been I've had a bit of a struggle, I suppose, but I'll talk about that in the podcast. Okay. Thanks very much for watching. See you in the next video.